to have this.
Oh my God, I wish I had known.
So we were thinking when we started this, it's not just about giving back to India, but also we are doing so many good things here. It's good to recognize what we are all accomplishing together. And when we were thinking about the chief guest, I remember that, why are we looking so far away? Sometimes we don't recognize the wonderful people we have in our own families. And I immediately thought of, I would say Dr. Reddy for for this next few minutes. And I called my sister and said, hey, can you ask if we can talk to him? And she said, yeah, and so we're really proud to have him here. I think what is achieved, like Jayashree was explaining right now, is quite remarkable. So I would like to start off with that. If you can tell us about your whole journey, right, in your own point of view of, you grew up in Nellore, which is kind of not necessarily like the most happening place in India.
So I would change that.
I didn't say Andhra, I just said in India. I come from Vizag and I don't think it's the most happening place in India either, even though I love it to death. So,
a lot of people are from Rayalaseema here.
Your journey was from starting off in Nellore and coming all the way now in LA, where you are this heart surgeon who's accomplished so much, has practiced so much. What has been your journey?
Yeah. I don't know where to start because it's been so many years. I think I attribute everything I could make it in life is due to my mom and dad. My mom had an education in 4th grade, but he taught me English how to speak English. My dad never finished his college because he had typhoid fever during exam. And coming from agricultural families, being the eldest son, he said, oh, come on, you don't need any education anymore, and stopped it. And said you have to go look after all the farm, because I can't. He had 13 children. So my father became the father for the entire family, basically. And he loved education to the point that it's almost like a revenge on not being educated.
Not having the opportunity.
So he went to Madras, so he studied himself into, sanitation, health and everything. And he started, in those days, I'm talking in, God knows, those days. It is unheard of in India that you teach kids to make some money and you go to college. That's what he did. So for him, education is everything. It imbibed in me, basically. You have no education, you're not a human kind of a deal. So he not only educated his family, and he used to take poor people from the farming areas who are we call Harijans or whatever you can call it. He wanted to make sure they are given the opportunity to have education, feeding them, supplying books, and making sure their parents don't steal them to go back to farm fields. So even at his demise, basically his wish is to have everything for education. One of the reasons we had to, although I didn't have much time to tell you the truth, I had to be involved in the school systems and luckily it worked out. But for as I'm concerned, where I came from the farming community basically. And when I passed my SSLC, we used to call in those days,
That's
high
basically
school.
like 12th grade here.
Yeah, 12th grade.
At 15?
Yeah, not 15, I was 12.
Oh, wow.
So,
12 years old and homeschooled. All the kids
So-
here, please make note.
Usually is on.
because when I was 12, I passed, and then in my street, nobody passed high school. So everybody said there's something wrong with this kid. Because it was like what happened, somebody passed SLC in our school, in our area. And it's a rich farming community area, on top of it.
But they didn't give so much importance
No,
to
nobody gave
education at
importance
that
to
time.
education because,
They were doing well.
because most of them for education, right, you had to go to college, you had to go to Chennai.
Right.
You have to go
Madras,
college.
South Andhra Pradesh, except for Vizag.
Right.
There's nothing else.
Right.
You had to go to, even Vijayawada didn't have the college.
Right.
There's no AC college.
Andhra University
Yeah,
was there in
yeah,
Vizag
yeah. And then
Osmania
Madras
in
University.
Hyderabad and Chennai.
Yeah. So a farmer has to work very hard to send one child to college. He has to do at least 50 acres of land.
Wow.
So it was pretty much, like we lagged on it. And luckily, education started taking some importance. And I grew up. I think I took advantage of it. And I'm very blessed because my father, unfortunately, he always wanted us to be physicians.
Oh,
He
he
says
knew already.
he thinks health is the most important thing for Indians. Everybody used to die 30s, and they all used to die. Nobody used to do long. They used to get some infection, so he created it. He wanted all his 3 children to be physicians.
And you're the first
I
of
mean,
3
I'm the
children.
first one, but because I came university first, because I had chemistry major in physics. I was about to be selected to Homi Bhabha Institute in Bombay because in Bombay they were starting
That's
the
the
atomic
atomic,
research.
right.
So at the same time, when they called all the university for students from the USA. So I was also interviewed. I would have been there in Bombay.
So you could have been a
Instead-
nuclear physicist.
And I would have been with
instead
Sarabhai. Vikram
Right.
Sarabhai was my competitor, basically. But I liked engineering.
Yeah.
It was my, not that I hated medicine, but I was like a kid who used to destroy every toy and make it back again.
Yeah. So you're the kind of the maker.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
tinkerer.
even
You
in
like
college, everybody used to be scared
Now
to
we
walk
see
into my
where
room
Pari
because
gets it
they're all full of electric wires.
Yeah.
The genes are
A lot of bare
following there.
wires and motors running here, I still, even in medical school, it was horrible because everybody used to think I'm a wrong guy. But then when I was in medical school, basically there was a doctor by name Lakshman Rao. And then there was another doctor by name Sadasiva Rao. And he took me in his hands basically. He said, my God, you work too hard, you're too good. I'll make you a surgeon. So, as a second year medical student, actually, because we don't see patients until third year, right? Actually, I used to go to his clinic at morning 4:30 and help him in operations. And I can go back to college by 7:30. It was fun, but I enjoyed it. Not like I'm doing slavery, but I really enjoyed it. And meanwhile, Lakshman Rao came from John Hopkins from Baltimore here. And a visiting professor, he came back and he lectured about, you go to America, they don't allow any young person to die, they save their life. And I used to see as a medical student, everybody dying from a heart valve disease by age 15, 16. What we call rheumatic heart disease, very common in India. So they get one throat infection, they get a valve infection. People used to die by 16, 17. Then I asked him, what shall I do? Well, if you work hard, you can be heart surgeon. So that prompted me, and we didn't have heart surgery in Andhra Pradesh at that time. So they started, Punjab government, they started the postgrad institute where they started the heart program. So I said I had an opportunity, so I went there and tried. I came back to Andhra Pradesh. I worked 3 years to see if I can start the art program, but it didn't work. The government
This
didn't
was in
let it.
Osmania.
This was in 71, 72. I worked very hard and I had a lot of political influence too. It still didn't work. So I said, I can't waste my life. Then I came back here and again went back to see if I can start. Even then I couldn't start. I'm here.
So this is a great journey, starting from a farming community, from your background, from your parents' interest in getting you to become a doctor, and how you then had mentors or people who kind of guided you in making those career decisions as to where you should go next. But when you decided to become a heart surgeon, is it because the person told you and you saw these issues, or is it also because you are fascinated with that part of the human body, or it was more to do with how you could impact people's lives?
I could see the tragedy of 16, 17, 18-year-old young people dying from heart valve disease, which in every book they used to say it can be cured, except in India. Yeah, it was kind of a very touching subject. Then when he came back from John Hopkins and Lakshman said, "Oh my God, they do well there." I said, "Oh my God, I better learn there and come back."
You want to kind of fix the human body, pretty much, right?
No, but especially I didn't like young people dying. They have no life.
So when you first came here, it was in the early 70s, right? So, but were you prepared for the life here, or was it a culture shock for you? How was it? Because we all are immigrants here, but we came at a time, one, there are a lot of us,
lot of
so
people here.
there's a lot of community, and secondly, there is, we got more influence because of TV, because of communication devices available. It's not as far away as it was, I think, in the 70s when you first came here. It's almost an uprooting for you, which is not as much for us today. So how was your experience when you first came to the United States? How did you feel? Did you feel prepared? Did you feel included? How was the whole experience?
I'll tell you the funny part of it. When I went there to the Madras High Commission, US Embassy, I asked for a visa because they asked me for a visa. I said, "What do you have?" And then I met the visa officer and said, "What do you want?" I said, "Student visa." I never planned to stay here because I gave a bond to the state too. In those days, you can't get out of government service.
Right.
So the visa officer said, no, we can't give you a student visa. We need to take an immigrant visa, a green card.
So
So why should I take a green card? I'm going back.
It's the other way
I
around.
had to argue with the guy. He was looking at me thinking, who the heck is this guy? No, I'm coming back, because I'm successful in my career. I'm a professor by 29 in a medical school, and I thought, my future is there.
Right.
So.
And you also wanted to impact the lives there.
Yeah, I want to come back. I said, no, you can't get a green card. Then, when I came here, that is the time, Vietnam War, all the wars are ending. Most of the American physicians were in Southeast Asia. They had a bad, deficit here. I come here, they receive in a limo from the JFK airport. It was like a grandeur thing. So,
very welcome.
I know, welcome thing. I go to the room and I had a good Jewish friend, and then that guy one day, I had a letter from US government. You have to come and register for the armed forces.
Oh. And you already came on a green card.
I came on a green card. I didn't have a check because the guy said, okay, you can give it back, and come back. Okay, all right. So I took the green card. Then I realized why they gave me a green card. Because it's like it's a compulsory registration. So
There was still the draft at that time.
not exactly draft. There's some kind of almost related to draft. It's like drafting basically.
Yeah.
Because they take you to National Guards and then they'll put you on the list. So then the guy, I still remember his name, Shaheen. So he told me, oh yeah, they got you. I said, what they got me? No, you have to register because they can call you for armed forces. So then I realized why I got a green card. It's kind of interesting, but that's natural. They needed us and we came here. So it worked out okay, and I had the good fortune of having nice people. I'm married to a great woman. Who didn't mind me spending most of my life in the hospital.
Right. Yeah. And it is a lot of
Because-
commitment from your family too.
Because, the divorce rate was about 90% for surgical residents in those days.
Yeah,
Because they worked 48 hours straight.
I had only, probably I'm the only married guy who left the chief residency.
with the son,
It
with
was
the
not
son and
easy.
the daughter.
It was not.
Yeah.
It's very hard for the family, it's shy. Every day I feel bad about it. But I was fortunate.
So when you first came, you were in the East Coast and you were working in the East Coast, and then you moved.
She doesn't want to stay in the snow area. At least that is the only favor I can do.
No, I think that's the advantage of having your own practices. You can
Yeah,
practice
but
it.
I was in academics, so I would have stayed there. But
For family.
she gave so much to me, I had to give back something.
She did, and your wife is also a doctor
Yeah.
who is not practicing, but she was also a doctor. So
She sacrificed for my sake, taking care of family.
Right. And I think that's what it requires, right? In those days, to be able to be successful, one had to give up their career so that
Yeah. Work
she's
for
really the woman behind you.
Yeah,
So-
because I took a wrong specialty. So.
No, I don't think. I mean, I think you've achieved so much, so that's really cool.
I worked for a while in downstate
You
when
did,
he was, and
Yeah.
after that.
And clearly your parents are a huge influence from what you're talking about. I've seen you with your mom. She's a huge influence on you. And I think anybody who would have met her would have been influenced by her. A very strong person. Would you like to talk a little bit more about your parents and also like other people who've influenced you? We talked about a couple of people who kind of guided you. But is there anything else, anybody else who influences you?
I was a student leader when I was in college.
Yeah.
When the college raised a 5 rupee tuition, I put the college in 40 days strike.
So you're a rebel
Because I come from a reasonably well-to-do family. We can pay for it. But I will look at, I don't know, we call Dhobi Chakali, people, washermen. A lot of children in that college area used to be washermen's children. For them, 5 rupees is a lot of money. People don't realize. When rupee, 7 rupees used to be $1, don't forget.
too.
So I was touched. So I had influence by communists in reality.
Yeah, he was a big
I was
communist.
born and raised in a total Congress family, including family members who sacrificed for the country. Unfortunately, the only people that helped me during the strike is communists. So until I came to medical school there, I was under the influence of Acharya Ranga. Through Dr. Sadaseva is my mentor, basically, like a godfather. If not for him, possibly I would not have become a surgeon, to tell you the truth. I was never prepared for medicine, let alone for surgery. I was always supervised in doing research. It's like a dual role in life. When I come home, I'm an engineer.
He still is.
You get
Because,
to indulge in that when you come
No,
home. and with all your
before
technology.
internet came, I already was using systems in Chicago through phone lines. So I used to build my own computers through the Zenith Heath computer systems. I used to have kits. I used to assemble building computers before IBM started this. It's a bit different life.
Sure. Oh, that's awesome. I think coming back to your surgery part, right? Earlier we talked about the fact that you even operated on your father. But heart surgery, as a layperson, for us it seems like really daunting. That small mistakes can cause fatalities and stuff. So when you're operating, are you kind of in your zone? You don't think about anything, or do you also think about, I'm impacting this person, this person's life is like this, or anything like that? Is it just very much like this is a surgery I have to perform, or do you think about the people you're performing?
No, it's like a liver die phenomenon when it comes to cardiac surgery. Because you talk to the wife and husband before you get into the operating room. You have their faces in you. You lose the patient on the table. When you go out, what will take it to you to talk to them? You know, you're almost like a murderer in front of,
No, I think it's
No,
really hard.
It's very
I
hard.
appreciate doctors for
No,
that
no,
reason.
no.
I don't think I could
it's
handle
not
that.
an easy task,
Yeah.
and then, and you're operating on humans.
Yeah.
So it's something you have to shut your mind off from everything else to do your job. I mean, it's a job. So you
How
pay
many
attention to
surgeries
it.
do you think you've done?
God. I don't
Give
know.
us an
It's
estimate.
like
I have
estimate.
no idea.
A lot of
And
cases.
like, to tell you the truth, I've been a doctor for what now? 64, 36, I mean, like
54 years.
54 years. God bless, I don't know. It's hard to
Typically,
count.
how many surgeries do you do?
About 8 to 10 maybe.
Almost one a day or more than one a day.
Usually on average.
That's a lot.
That's something. It's your job. I take it as a job.
No, I'm glad that you're still practicing after
Oh,
all
God.
this experience. Continuing in this vein, right? South Asians are known to have a lot of issues with their heart. They tend to have a lot more heart disease and heart disease than anyone. All of us, most of us here are South Asian. So, is there anything that you think we can all do to reduce our risk, or is there something that we just have to live with? Is there any?
You see, the problem is, I don't know where to start about it, but genetically, I was just discussing with all the people around, right? I mean, like, Indians genetically we grew above the neck, and lost everything below the neck. In the sense, when you get civilized, you become more comfortable and do less musculoskeletal work. I mean, like, we don't use our bodies, we try to use our mind to win on everything. It's a civilization effect. So what happens, our bodies get weaker. So we don't do enough labor kind of thing. Once you get education, you think you won. So our dietary habits doesn't go well with our genetics, because the problem is we eat too much sugars, we eat too much rice, which is not good for body. Luckily, we don't eat too much red meat, which helps us. But the way I look at it is, I think if we can put some physical work, use your body instead of using other people to do your work, you'll do better. I mean,
So no gardeners for us, no
No,
house cleaners
no
for
gardeners,
us.
no pool cleaners. I clean my pool, I do my gardening, I do entire dirt work in the house. I don't need to go to a gym, so I never went to a gym. I eat and I don't like to park my car next to the door. I don't mind
Take those
walking.
extra steps.
I don't mind walking a couple of blocks. It's all a mentality, basically.
Being physically active as
I think if we continue to use our body as much as we use our brain, we'll do fine. Our problem is we live on our brains.
That's true. A lot of people
That's
here
the
are
fact.
software engineers, and we all essentially only use our brain and nothing else.
I know. That's unfortunately part of our life. Right? We think we are doing a great job, but we are doing a great job above the neck. It's kind of hard. I mean, my basic thing is we are genetically pretty weak when it comes to our body systems because of civilization. We eat more refined sugars. We don't need
Just
anything.
dietarily.
Yeah. I mean, somebody was asking, how come, my father, they used to live long. I used to say they used to do ragi janna, Now it is fashionable to eat.
Right.
But at that time they were poor enough, they can't buy rice. So they used to use those kind of foods, which are high starch and no sugar. I think luckily, we learned enough and now we are going back to that system. Hopefully that will help because we eat more starch and less sugar. Diabetes is our biggest enemy.
I think the combination of diabetes and all.
I think no matter how much rich we get in India, ultimately we'll become very poor due to diabetes. Diabetes will be the biggest killer in India. And even here, all Indians coming here, I think they have to watch out for their diabetes. We will be better off keeping 10% less body weight than what we should. Just think of it. You are 5'2" and you have to weigh only 100 pounds. It's not easy. Especially if you are born in families with a bigger figure. It's much more harder because the body is not meant to lose weight. So it gets even harder. Our other avocation is we celebrate too many parties. And because we have nothing else, because we are not like people who are active in sports. So we don't go to the field and play hockey or tennis. Our party is coming to a home and drink and eat. This kind of is a social habit, unfortunately, but I think the new generation will recognize it. I have a strong feeling they'll do better than us.
I think the next party we'll all run in the park. I won't come back here again.
Sports
So
day.
we'll take this apart.
Interesting day.
So in your long career, what are you most proud of? What is the one or couple of things that really
I think I gave back something to the society. That's all I can think of. And nothing I achieved except giving something back.
And your children. The two ones you take care of.
And if you could go back in time, is there anything you would change in the decisions you made along the way? Or are you,
I should have
given the
sta-
experience you have now, the knowledge you have now, is there anything you would change if you could go back?
I wish I would have been more patient to stay back in India.
Yeah.
I think probably I did not pay back. This issue came in my 59th reunion of medical college
Yeah.
about a week ago.
Yeah.
We are very guilty. A lot of us are very guilty we left India.
They just collected
We collected about $2.5 million in 1 hour,
Yeah.
for the
for
hospital
Guntur Medical
in
College.
Guntur. So that guilt is with us. You're not going to go away. I got educated for what, $20 in medical school. And my kids, God bless, at least they had a father who had some money. They could have never become doctors. Because it costs $300,000 to create a medical doctor.
That was 20 years ago. Now it's more.
Education is too expensive. And my only concern is, my biggest regret is I should have been a software engineer and created all
I think he's
colleges
going to
and
become one.
schools online. No, there's no reason to have a
doing
college
something.
tuition of $60,000 when everything can be taught online. And I learned, you won't believe how much I know about computer systems.
Yeah.
Nobody taught me. I go
I can
online and
attest to
learn.
that.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir here.
Yeah, we know how much computers
My
he
own
knows.
company is essentially based on that, where we say that, CareerWise believes that, you can learn any skill you need, especially on the technology side, on the software side. And also you're preaching to the choir in terms of giving back to the community. And the people who are all here are here because they all believe that we have to do something to give back to where we came from. And I'm so happy to see all of you here and to hear from you. And I think, all of us think about what we could have changed differently. It's very interesting to hear that you think we should have stayed in India. That's not something I expected.
No, we openly regretted in the meeting. We always do this.
Yeah.
Hey, we got educated with $20 by becoming a doctor. Then now we spend $300,000 on each kid to become a doctor. Can we give back $100,000? You know, I mean, like it's kind of a gift, you know.
No, that's wonderful that you're taking action on that. So I think a lot of us are immigrants here. You've had a lot of professional success and personal success. Your kids have done really well. Family is doing really well. What advice would you give to the next generation of immigrants or other immigrants at this stage? Now, there's a lot of animosity towards immigrants, but you know, you can also make your own life. You're a proof of that you made your own life here when there weren't so many mechanisms to help people. So what advice would you give to people who are young and who are starting in their careers, and what do you think we should do to achieve success in life?
This also came in last week. The way I look at it is, you don't need to immigrate to other countries to get better. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't believe in it. And I learned my lessons. I think if you work and put the same hard work and effort and reliability, I think you could be great in any country. I can see the changes among software engineers now. Some of them are coming and they're going back and building better systems than me. So I see no reason for a young person to go back or come back or go to some other country to improve their abilities to survive. You know. I have a feeling, I'm still guilty about it that I came to. It's not like I'm too happy. I think if you don't need to immigrate into any country unless they're welcome. I don't believe in intruders. You know what I mean? I want to be welcome if I go there. If you don't like me, I will get out of it. My situation is a bit different because I don't know. For me, hard work and dedication pays me off. So I still believe it will still pay off anybody who wants to. You don't need to force yourself to be an immigrant. No, I don't believe it.
And there are a lot of aspiring doctors here in the audience. What would your advice be to those young people? You know, being a doctor is hard. I guess from what I hear from as an outsider, not only is it a very long journey to get to become a doctor, but even once you're a doctor, also you have a very difficult life in terms of your career and time commitment and so on. So what advice would you give to these aspiring doctors, young people who are here who are thinking of being careers in medicine?
Number one, you're a sacrificial goal. You have to make sure you are doing it because you love the society. If you love money, don't be a doctor. Forget that part. You'll never be rich being a doctor. The only good thing is you may be smart enough to invest properly and make some money. But professionally, it's not a job to look for to get rich. If you are looking to become a rich, there are a lot of other things. You don't need to be a doctor. But if you think this is something I can do to the society, you can go to medical school. There's nothing wrong. It's a good job, a respected job still. And you'll have a decent living. Not like you're going to live on the street by becoming a doctor. So it's still a good, decent profession. Because they still believe, I think, at least the majority doctors I know of still believe they are in service of people. There may be some bad apples, but in general, I strongly believe physicians are usually for the society. I was a chief, I was running 3 hospital systems, I got rid of some doctors. It's not like I didn't get rid of them. But they're so rare. Even then it's very hard for us because we kind of feel, by God, this guy studied for 30 years, can I terminate his lifetime achievement in one day? We go through a lot of processes even to get rid of their licenses. So to recommend, because as a chief, once I write a letter to the state, they will lose their degree. So it's not something, that the other problem is the liability effect, the legal problems. what is bringing down medicine in the country. Because, every other country does everything ahead of us, whether it is a medication or a procedure. They are at least 3-4 years ahead of us. Because our liability is not reformed. This is a bad problem. We discuss about it every day. And we try everything in Washington, but nothing more. It doesn't matter whether Democrat or Republican. But they're all lawyers. They also think they're doing a good job because they think if they don't do that, lawyers will just beat up the society. It's not like they are also dedicated to their profession. They think they're protecting the people by suing lawyer doctors. There's no balance.
Yeah, it's a difficult problem because I've seen the medical systems in Germany and in the US. Certainly, the level of precautionary medicine or proactively what kind of stuff we do here is so much more than what they do in other advanced countries.
40% of the tests are done which are not needed.
Yeah.
We all know it, but we do it just to protect ourselves.
So before we end this, I would like you to talk a little bit more about your wife, your family. You have a lot of doctors in your family too.
Oh, God.
So, is that your influence on your kids, or did they make the decisions on their own, or a little bit more about your life?
See, unfortunately, I am the eldest kid in the family. Becoming a doctor, it becomes a focus point from uncles to aunts, everybody. Oh, that guy became a doctor. So we have a lot of doctors. We have close to more than 100 doctors around the globe. From my immediate family, I'm talking about from my mother's and father's side. Because they had 13 children, one had 11 children. And all of them, most of them are doctors, and their children are doctors, and they're married to doctors, and their children are becoming doctors. So, I have every specialty represented in my own family.
So you should just start a hospital and recruit all your family members to be part of it.
Yeah, I'm happy because I have a great family as far as education is concerned. My wife's brother was a dean of Cleveland Business School, and my uncle's son is now the dean of University of Colorado Springs. We have good. My brother worked as a professor of veterinary science in Sao Paulo, Brazil. My sister is a radiologist, brother-in-law is a neuroradiologist. I can go on forever. We're good, luckily God gave us to become what we are.
So did you influence your kids to go into medicine, or did they make that choice?
Let's ask Pari on
To
that.
tell you the truth, you can ask my son. I never pushed anybody to
What
become
Pari?
a doctor.
Start up and tell him. Did we influence
As a matter
you
of
or
fact,
we
you did
didn't
the
influence
what is
you?
that? Minor, mini business. What is it?
Yeah.
You see your mind? What do you call that? MBA?
Yeah, there's Masters in Hospital Administration, MHA.
I was pushing my.
You were not influencing them.
No,
You
no,
let them make their
I think
choices.
this is exactly what I was telling you before. He was just asking if Indians are so brainy, how come they don't have too many inventions? The biggest thing is we kill their intentions very early in life. We make them, they had to become something like this. So although they could have probably achieved more than what we think they could have achieved, we stopped it. We're putting an end to it. It's a regrettable thing because becoming a doctor is hard, but they can become, all of them can become doctors within me. The only thing they have to work hard, study hard. Does it give food? Yes. Does it give reasonable, comfortable life? Yes. Does it make you a great? No. Even among medical professionals, if we ask them, a medical student who invented penicillin, they go like this. Probably penicillin saved at least 30-40 million lives in the world. Every medical thing saved millions of lives, right? But nobody knows who they are. But they can tell every sports guy who was the best player in NFL. But the people who gave life in the world, nobody knows. Nobody. If you ask anybody, give the names of 5 famous doctors, I mean, they go crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you ask 5 athletes' names, immediately they'll tell you.
But that's more to do with the society, I think. Nowadays, what is famous or not.
So it's not for fame.
Yeah.
If you think you want to do something good to the society, you want to have a decent, a reasonable living, be a doctor. It's a great profession. I don't take away anything. It's the best profession one can get into because you're serving the humanity.
So thank you so much. If there's anything else you want to share with any of us.
No, I think we should encourage kids to do what they like.
That's good. That's good. I think it's a message all of us have to hear because we all have kids who are getting into that age where they're making decisions about their future.
Because
It's good to know.
the way I look at it is, kids should be guided, not forced.
Yeah.
The guidance should be to make sure their life is going to be comfortable. If somebody wants to be, the other day somebody was talking about CSI. CSI, when you watch on the movie, it looks great, but when you want in real life, it may not be. You go to a dead body, it smells. How the hell you can work all your life?
But there might be kids who might be
No, when you're a
interested.
young kid, it looks very adventurous to look on the TV about CSI. But in real life, every day morning you get up and go see a dead body rotting in the forest it's a lifelong thing, right? You don't want to do it for 2-day excitement.
I think this choice is certainly the kids have to make based on real life. But it's a good message for some kids to grow up. And especially as South Asians or Asians, we all tend to have very specific ideas about how kids can have success. But to allow them to explore and find their own way is a really good
I
message.
think our kids have a mind of their own. Also.
They do. So thank you so much.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
wonderful to talk and find out